In the summer of 2026, I discovered this somewhat ancient and uniquely exotic turret at a scrap recycling station in Manchu Autonomous County in Bengzi City in Liaoning Province. Just look at the small door on the side. It has a very American style. The dark green badge on top makes it look more like a product from Mexico. I do not think this is an ordinary turret. It should be a branded product from a major manufacturer. The round plate on top of it is made of aluminum. It can still rotate. The two of them are actually connected. The nameplate information here is very complete. The large plate is covered with bird patterns. It roughly means that we need to add some kind of lubricating oil. The lamp housing is also tightly screwed on, but the design is beautiful. The control panel is very thick, but it feels a bit like a floating panel. This is not its upper part. I used a forklift to pull it out. It weighs a total of 1,340 kilograms. The owner sold it to me for 1.9 yuan, and because there were copper wires inside it, he asked me to pay an extra 200 yuan. I dragged it back by force. This old thing is really something. The chassis is also very thick. It is probably made of solid iron, but the hand crank could not turn. I pulled it with all my strength by hand and hit it hard. It only managed to move a little. I hope it does not crush our sleeves, but after wiping the rotating shaft on top with my hand, it was surprisingly shiny. It feels like this is in very good working condition. This small iron pot should be an external component. It is still tied on with an iron wire, so I had to use my little trick first. I cut it off first, after removing this iron pot. It is quite difficult to open this cover. Inside are wires with very thick and sturdy materials. You have to remember, black goes in the front, red connects to red. Do not get it wrong again. The stamping machine underneath is huge. It is about 4 times the size of my fist. Inside, there is actually a belt drive. But what surprised me even more was that this thing pulled out a dead battery. This gave me a very bad feeling. Oh wow. Normally, there should not be so many broken bolts and damaged screws inside this cover. I am afraid something has been messed up inside here. The speed control disc at the front has a turbine and chain structure. There is a large cover on top. It is made from a solid piece of aluminum, but inside this cover, it is full of dirt, and I pulled out another broken bridge from here. I do not know whether this is a good one or a fake bridge, but this shaft can still rotate smoothly, and this shaft is still shiny even now. I gave it some lubricant. Then I used a 3-jaw puller to force it out. There was actually a large wheel hidden inside, a belt drive mechanism with a small wheel. This is its rotating shaft. Just wipe it with a glove and it becomes shiny. It seems it did not do much work before. The edge ruler next to it is also made of copper. This American product is really made with high-quality materials. Wow, the casting quality of this rounded head is really excellent, but it is a bit too heavy. We cannot keep pushing ourselves this hard. If we were 18 or 19 years old, I could have pulled this big iron block down by myself, but now the two of us are no longer young men who can stand against the wind and pee, especially you. You are even worse. Oh my God. Wow, look at the inside of this. It is really shiny, and this is the original factory scraping. There is almost no wear. This proves that the accuracy of this bed is still excellent. It probably did not do much work before. This is an American product from the 1950s or 1960s. You can find it in many gold mining documentaries. We managed to bring it across half the world. You are really lucky. Now this big machine has been completely disassembled. It is really an old machine, but its accuracy is still excellent. Look at the scraping marks on top. They all prove that this bed has done almost no work. And this small door. Inside, they did not leave us much gold worth mentioning. This was a little disappointing. Now we need to give this machine a thorough cleaning. These are all the disassembled parts of this turret machine. The grease and rust have built up so thick, but I also have high concentration engine oil cleaner to deal with it. I can also take advantage of the moment you are distracted and summon my clone again to help. This is its workbench. Years of rust have built up very thick. I first used a screwdriver to scrape off the thick rust little by little. Then I used a scraper to remove a layer. Then I can use this dry ice to blast the surface. Here, it costs 6 yuan per kilogram. I bought 120 yuan worth. Finally, we can use this wire wheel to remove the rust underneath. In the end, we get this clean platform, but there is a very deep pit here. It was obviously caused by a mistake made by the previous operator. But this is not a problem. I can use my fueneshi to repair it. As a friendly reminder, wear your sunglasses. This is the platform after being completely finished. It is very clean, and I also painted the groove with anti-rust red paint. Now it looks just like it did when it came out of the factory. This is its base. It is huge. The oil sludge and iron residue on top have built up very thick. I first cleaned them thoroughly. Then I used a grinding head to remove the surface coating without waiting at all. I directly sprayed epoxy primer to prevent rust. Then I applied putty over the entire surface. Then I sanded it smooth. Because right now, it is impossible to buy paint in the exact same color code as the original. Now we can only have a good friend choose a matching color code on site based on the actual color. Then I can have my clone spray the entire surface. Parts you are seeing now are all the cleaned components of this turret machine. The materials used are really solid. Most of the gears are made of alloy steel, and this machine really has not done much work. Just look at these scraping marks used to adjust the gaps. They are not worn at all. We really found a treasure. Now we can put them back together. This is the large aluminum cover on top. It has oxidized badly. I first used the fiber wheel on an angle grinder. Then I switched to a wool wheel. I polished it twice. Now it is shining brightly. This is its large motor. It spins smoothly as soon as I touch it. It should not have any problems. After removing the limit box, the wires inside are connected neatly. Even the wire identification plates are made of red copper. This machine really uses high-quality materials. I used an oil meter to test it evenly. Then I used a multimeter to test the continuity. This motor is in perfect condition. We are really lucky at the wiring terminals underneath. I paid special attention to connecting black to black. Red in the middle. Yellow at the end. After confirming everything was correct, I put the cover back on. The rest of the work is just putting everything back together the way it was disassembled. After installing this 1960s American turret machine is finally fully restored. Its design is really beautiful, and those two broken clamps inside the large cover did not cause us any trouble. The entire restoration process went very smoothly. The light on top turns on with a simple pull. Then pull the wall light and it turns on too. Very interesting. This is its control lever. Pressing it down allows you to drill holes. This is also a fine adjustment limit. It is very flexible. Actually, its automatic main tool switch has 3 positions. This dial is really its speed gauge. It has continuously variable speed. This switch also allows forward and reverse rotation. Now we can power it on for testing. Oh my God! Where else could the connection be wrong? The whole workshop has lost power, so I opened the wiring box of the switch. Black connects to the front. Red connects to red. Yellow finishes at the end. That is correct. I also opened the motor wiring terminals at the back just to take a look. There should not be any problem. Fuck! My hand got blown up. This is 380 volt electricity. I think we should find someone who knows what they are doing to fix it. This is 220. Yes, it has 3 wires coming out. 3-phase 220. Oh, why did you not tell me in advance? American industrial machines are all 3-phase 220 volts. How was I supposed to know? I was completely confused by the 380 volt connection. Now we can try starting it again. For safety, I used an insulated hammer to operate its switch. This time it runs normally. The sound is quiet. I first took a thick brake disc. Then I did a large hole test on it. Is there a northeastern Chinese saying called cutting through iron like mud? And this machine can also change different cutting tools to do different kinds of work. This is the surface I randomly cut with this machine. The surface is extremely smooth, and the surface even reflects white light. Of course, this machine can also do precision work. For example, drill a hole in this folded A4 paper, and do not damage the bottom half of the paper. This old machine really has precision when you need precision. It has power when you need power, and its design is really beautiful. Thank you for helping me repair this machine. I wish you good health and prosperity.